Some of you believe the Earth is flat, that the moon landing was faked, that birds aren't real, and that the Denver International Airport is a portal to the underworld. Which is ridiculous. It's clearly a portal to an overpriced Panda Express. Conspiracies are everywhere. They're whispered in DMs. They're screamed on YouTube. They're printed on T-shirts, bumper stickers, and occasionally tattooed on someone named Zane. We live in the most scientifically documented, interconnected, data-verified civilization in history. And still, millions of people look at this and say, nah. But what if I told you these beliefs aren't just nonsense? What if they're filling real needs that facts can't touch? Because facts are boring. Facts don't give you an identity. Facts don't tell you who the villain is, or why you don't have control over your life. But a conspiracy? That's narrative. That's purpose. That's certainty. So today we're asking, why are humans, brilliant, creative, terrifying humans, so drawn to the irrational? And more importantly, why do so many of you prefer it? Because deep down, a part of you wants to believe them. Okay, so why do people believe stuff that sounds like it was brainstormed by a raccoon with Wi-Fi? Because conspiracies feel better than chaos. Let's say your life's a little off track. Your boss communicates exclusively in passive aggression. Your rent went up again, and the last real conversation you had was with your dog, who left halfway through. Then you stumble across a post from some guy named Truth Bomb 86. Everything makes sense once you realize the moon is just a projection. And for a second, it clicks. Because suddenly, all your frustration has a shape, a story, a villain. You weren't ghosted. She was a lizard. You didn't forget your password. Big tech erased it. You didn't miss leg day. Fluoride calcified your discipline gland. It's not failure, it's a cover-up. Conspiracies don't just explain the world, they blame it. And let's be honest, blaming the shadow cabal in charge of the weather is a lot easier than admitting you over-leveraged your Dogecoin. Flatline, you believe the Earth is flat?
Yeah, it just feels flat, bro, like vibe-wise.
What about satellite images?
Photoshop. All of it. Wake up, Butterbot.
Butterbot?
You reek of margarine propaganda.
I suppose you also believe that the Illuminati control the world?
I'm awake, Butterbot. Not crazy.
This is why I unplug things when I sleep. What people call research now is just a YouTube playlist and a gut feeling. Evidence? Optional. Confidence? Mandatory. That's the trick. Conspiracies don't spread because they're true. They spread because they're sticky, like a pop-up ad promising to enlarge your destiny, or an MLM pitch from your cousin who just discovered sovereign citizenship. Conspiracies offer instant identity, built-in enemies, a plot where you are the misunderstood hero. They're like religion, if religion came with a merch store and a podcast named Wake the Fuck Up. And once you're in, you don't question, you don't doubt, you double down. Because leaving would mean admitting. You got played by a dude in sunglasses named Chad Quantum. Tonight on the Truth Network, how to detect lies using your armpit, followed by, is your Roomba stealing your thoughts? The algorithm loves this stuff because it's not here to help you think. It's here to help you feel right. Even if you're completely wrong, especially if you're completely wrong. And that's where it turns dark, because conspiracies can give comfort. Until they take control, people lose friends, they lose family. They join Facebook groups where someone seriously types, "Birds aren't real. Change my mind." So maybe the real question isn't, Why do people fall for this? Maybe it's what's missing. That makes this feel better than the truth.
Block radiation and manifest your soulmate's tax bracket with the EMF Defense Plus Wealth Channeling Pyramid. Act fast. We've only got 600 left. The Illuminati bought the rest.
When people believe in conspiracies, they're not just rejecting facts. They're reaching for something that feels solid in a world that isn't. Not everyone finds safety in nuance. Some people need villains. Some people need heroes. Some people just need to matter. And yeah, sometimes it's funny, but it's also sad. Because the deeper people go, the harder it is to come back. And the internet? It doesn't hand you a ladder. It just shows you more tunnels. Believing in conspiracies isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of need. A need to feel in control, to belong, to make sense of nonsense. Even if the sense is a guy yelling about secret space lizards from his van parked behind an Arby's. So maybe next time you see someone sharing something unhinged, don't ask, what's wrong with them? Ask, what happened to them? Because behind every wild theory, there's a real person trying to survive a world that stopped making sense. Of course, that's exactly what the frogs want you to think. In conclusion, conspiracies aren't just viral ideas. They're coping mechanisms dressed in memes and monocles. And until reality starts making sense again, don't be surprised when people keep chasing the ones that don't.